Hi everyone! Welcome to Souped Up Recipes. Today we're making Peking duck. It is the most famous food in China, and in this video I'm going to show you everything that I know, all my tips, all my method to make an authentic Peking duck. So let's get started. First, let's take a look of what we need to do to make an authentic Peking duck. There are a lot of things we will talk about it today. I will explain everything one by one. As I mentioned in my last video, you need to use the right duck. There's no doubt that Beijing force-feed duck is the best choice. If you cannot find force-feed duck, substitute rules are showed in the screen. Make sure you pick the younger but fatter duck.
The one I am using is about 2.5 kilograms when it's alive. It does not reach the standard what I'm talking about, but this is the biggest duck I can find in my area. The normal duck in this country is like 3 or 4 pounds. It's so skinny. I didn't want to make a video with such a skinny duck, but then I thought about it. I should show you how it looks like. Even you don't have the right duck, you should be able to get something that close to Peking duck, even it's so skinny.
Next step is to properly kill and prepare the duck. It is very common to do a cut at the end of the butt, but for making Peking duck, we do a cut under the wing and take out all the organs in a certain order from this little cut. I already showed the whole process in my last video, so I won't talk about it too much in this video. I'll put the video link in the description so that you can check it out. Besides that, I want to explain some additional information that I forgot to include in my last video. That will be blowing air from the neck to separate the skin. You should do this step before you do a cut on the duck. Restaurants use air compressor to do that. I don't have that, so I tried it with a straw by using my mouth. It doesn't work because the duck I use is very lean and there's not that much fat under the skin, as you can see. Due to the lack of fat, the skin and the membranes are attached to each other tightly, so it is much harder to do it without air compressor. Honestly, it is my biggest pity that I couldn't separate the skin with such skinny duck when making this video. Anyway, I am showing you just so you know how it will turn out without the blowing process. I think I might redo this recipe when I have access to the Beijing force-feed duck. After the duck is properly killed and prepared, we will blanch the skin. Use rope to tie the wings and the legs so you are able to hold the duck while blanching. I have a pot of boiling water here. Quickly put the duck in the boiling water. When I say quickly, it means each time you put in the duck, it should be less than a second or two. After the blanching, the skin will shrink and become tight. Hard to show that in the camera, but if you make it yourself, you should be able to see it. Keep turning the duck and repeat this. Make sure every part of the skin touches the water for 2 to 3 times. After the blanching, we are going to marinate the duck. You will need 1 tablespoon of garlic, 1 tablespoon of ginger, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of hoisin sauce, 2 tablespoons of soybean paste. This is what I used. I will put the Amazon link in the description, or you can check out the Asian market that is close to you. 1.5 teaspoons of 5-spice powder, 1 teaspoon of white pepper. Mix that up and we'll put this into the duck chest. Open up the cut and use a spoon to put the marinade in. Make sure you rub it a little bit inside the duck so the flavor can be even. You probably will make a little mess on the outside. Just use a paper towel to wipe that off. Next, we are going to make a glaze. You will need 45 grams of sugar, 50 grams of honey, 180 grams of vinegar, and 350 grams of water. Mix them together. This glaze doesn't do that much to the flavor. It changes the color and makes the skin crispier. For every liter of liquid, the more sweet ingredients you add, the darker your duck will be. The less sweet ingredients you add, the color will be lighter. Honestly, it doesn't matter that much unless you are trying to open a restaurant for Peking duck. Put the pot on the stove and just simply stir it on medium heat. Make sure the sugar melts completely. I accidentally forgot to film the boiling part, but make sure you bring the glaze to a full boil and then rinse the duck with the hot glaze. Flip it over and make sure you get every part of the skin so the color will be more even. Because we are going to glaze the duck twice, so I put a container under it to catch the liquid and reuse it. Put the duck in the fridge, uncovered for at least 6 hours to dry out the skin, or you can do it overnight. This is what you are looking for. The skin is very dry. If you touch it, there shouldn't be any liquid on your fingers. Heat up the glaze that we saved from the first time and glaze the duck again. After that, the duck is almost ready to bake. Before this hits the oven, I want to introduce you 2 traditional tools for Peking duck, which are called 鸭肚 and 鸭蛏. Check out this. You will notice that there is a stick at the end of the butt that is called 鸭肚. What it does is that it blocks the butt, so you are able to fill up the duck with hot water. In this way, the duck will be roasting outside and simmering on the inside, which will give you the best result of tenderness. 鸭蛏 is something that they put into the duck chest to support the shape, so it doesn't collapse while baking. This is why Peking duck breast always looks so plump. Now I am away from China, I couldn't buy these little tools. I made them by hand. You don't need to worry about too much because there are solutions when you don't have these tools. Instead of plugging the 鸭肚 like what I'm doing now, you can seal the cut tightly with skewers if your duck is pre-killed. For supporting the chest, you can put some apple or orange chunks in it instead of using the little stick. Because apple also provides moisture, so I will just add a small amount of hot water in it so the duck will be more tender. Now we are ready to bake. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Pop this in. Bake it for 40 minutes. The steam that is coming out from the baking pan is because I add some hot water, so the pan will be easier to clean later. If you have an outdoor oven or grill, you can use apple or pear wood to add some smokiness. My oven wouldn't allow me to do that, so I had to skip this part. 40 minutes later, check out the duck. It is slightly brown on one side. Use some tin foil to wrap the wings and the legs so they don't burn. Flip the duck over and bake the other side for 40 minutes. You might need to adjust the time depending on how big your duck is. While the duck is baking, let's make the duck sauce. You will need 2 teaspoons of oil, 1 teaspoon of grated garlic, half teaspoon of finely grated ginger. Stir it until fragrant and add 1/3 cup of sweet bean paste. This is what I used. Amazon does have it, but it's not the same brand. You can look for it in a Chinese grocery. 1 teaspoon of sugar. Give it a little stir. I also add 3 tablespoons of water, which my camera was dead and didn't catch that. But just make sure you add some water to thin the sauce a little bit so it doesn't burn. Keep stirring it until the sauce looks like this. Now you have made the sauce. Let's check out the duck. It looks really good now. Before you serve, unplug the stick and release the juice. Look at that. The duck is going to taste so juicy. An authentic Peking duck normally served with duck wrappers. You can buy these in almost any Asian market. Just go to the frozen section, they will have it. If not, you can check out my next video on how to make homemade duck wrapper. I also prepared some vegetables, cucumber, scallion, and carrot, which are classic sides for Peking duck. Here is the duck sauce, which we just made, and some sugar to balance out the flavor. Next, we will slice the duck into thin pieces. First, make a long cut in the middle of the breast. Then start slicing it. Make sure you place the duck meat skin side up on the plate. I am not very good at this part. The slices I did are uneven. You can find a better video on how to slice a Peking duck on YouTube. I'm just not the best teacher to show you how to do this. Now I'm going to show you how to eat the Peking duck. Take 1 piece of the duck wrapper. Spread some duck sauce on it. Put some cucumber, scallion, and carrot slices. Also, add a piece of duck slices as well. I accidentally missed this part because the camera battery was dead. Anyway, now you have to imagine that I am putting a piece of duck on it and wrapping it up. And I took the first bite. It was delicious. I invited some friends over and we had an amazing Peking duck dinner. One of the couples, they eat Peking duck for their marriage anniversary every year. And this year, they weren't able to eat duck because they're in Ecuador. The duck I made for them was amazing, according what they said. The other couple have been traveled to many places and they love to eat Peking duck. They said they want to invest in me to open a Peking duck restaurant after the dinner. Even though I don't think I'm that good, but I'm very happy with these positive feedback. Here is my true opinion on this duck. It has amazing flavors and great combination. The meat is very soft, juicy, and full of fragrance. But compared to the real Peking duck, it is lack of the smokiness. The skin is quite crispy, but it gets soft very fast after you took it out of the oven. It was not a perfect Peking duck, which I totally understand, because I couldn't complete some of the process. These 3 things I couldn't do. It is not like if you miss 1 or 2 processes, then you cannot make a Peking duck. You can always try your best with what you have on your hand.
I hope you give this a try soon. If you did, leave me a comment and let me know how it went. As always, you can check the description for the written down recipe, and please leave me a comment and let me know how it went. If you like Chinese food, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episode. If you want to know more about me or support me, check out my Patreon link. It's right there. And I'll see you next time. Bye!